Hi internet world, I am back for another update. I thought I'd change it up and sit right here in front of my window in the living room. The lighting is coming from one side and it's the last light of the day, but I promised myself that I would make a video every week, and therefore this will be my 20-week video. For whoever hasn't seen my other videos, I am a surrogate in the UK and I am just documenting how this whole process has gone for me so far. I'm doing this just for myself and for my friends, for people that I don't see every day, and also hopefully for family or friends, whoever are less supportive at the moment that might be curious in the future to see how things went and what my experience was during this pregnancy. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm up to week 20. This is my week 20 update, and I cannot believe we're in the second half of this pregnancy. It's very exciting. Also very exciting because I'm feeling a lot better. I got a lot more energy in general. I don't feel as bad. And that also makes me feel like I've just started my second trimester, which isn't the case, of course. But it really kind of does feel that way because I just be feeling a little bit better now. And yeah, it's that second trimester where everybody says that you feel great. Although I don't feel great every day, in general, I feel a lot better. I must say in this last week, I have only thrown up twice. And once was today. But only twice, and I must say that that is a new record for me. That is something that's extraordinary, and I'm very, very happy about that. Yeah. So week 20 was very exciting because we had our 20-week scan, of course, on the Tuesday. My weeks start on the Saturday up until the Saturday. We had the scan on Tuesday. Yeah. So I'm not very good with days, and my memories, like, I literally got baby brain. It is a real thing. Baby brain is real. So yeah, from Monday till Tuesday, I woke up at 3 in the morning, and as per usual, I had to go to the loo. But turns out that I had a bleed, not massively, not something that worried me straight away, besides the fact that I had a clot as well. Nice little detail for people who are eating. I'm very sorry. But yeah, I had a clot. The thing that I didn't worry about was the fact that I didn't have any pain whatsoever. So I woke up, I didn't have any pain. You know, when you think about the worst case scenario, that's one of the things that would be happening. I would be in a lot of pain, a lot of cramps, which wasn't the case at all. So I put a pad in and I went to bed, and even though the burping is still real, yeah. And even though I was worried and I thought about it for a while, I did manage to fall asleep again. I didn't have any proper pains. I had a little bit of a periody pain after, which made me think, am I just thinking this, or is this really happening? You start doubting yourself. The reason why I also wasn't too worried was because, of course, on Tuesday we would have the scan. So I thought that the hospital would be able to check and see if anything would have been wrong. And also if I would have woken up and I had a lot of bleed after 3 a.m. then I would have, of course, called the doctor straight away, or the triage, as I now know. I woke up in the morning of the scan. We had the scan at 3 in the afternoon. I called my midwife straight away, left a voicemail because they're not available by phone a lot. So I left a voicemail asking her to give me a call back before 3 because we had the scan at 3, asking her if I needed to report it to her, if we needed to talk about it, if I needed to come in, or what normal procedure was, because I'm my first pregnancy, so I don't know how things go. Anyway, so I left, so we went to the scan in the afternoon. It was amazing. It was a 20-week scan. I completely forgot, of course, baby brain, that the 20-week scan is the big scan. It's the scan where they go over everything. They looked at his little hands, the little feet, and all of the fingers and toes were there, and they saw his little bladder and the whole, oh, it was just so beautiful. Yeah, so we did the harmony test, and the results from that were that Mark and Ben are having a boy, which is very exciting. And So we known that for a while, but that was again confirmed with the 20-week scan, so I can talk about the boy from now on. So yeah, it was absolutely beautiful to see. That was at 3, so for the rest of the day I just took it easy. I had that day off. On the Wednesday in the morning I called my midwife again because I still had a little bit of bleeding, not a whole lot, and I asked her to please give me a call back because I was like, you know, there needs to be something that I just want to, if I don't have to do anything, if I don't have to call anyone, then just call me really quickly to let me know I don't have to call anyone. I got a call back at 4:30 after work, and it was a midwife who had my file in front of her, and she said, oh, so when did you have to bleed? And you know, go over the whole thing again basically. And she said, oh yeah, I definitely think that you should call triage. They'll probably want to come see you because you are rhesus negative, which is a blood type that is not as common. And they told me about this, and they told me about the NTD that I was going to have further on in the pregnancy, but I completely it didn't register in my brain that because I had a bleed, I would have to go to the hospital to get NTD. So it was really good that she looked into my file and she had all the information handy when she called me back. Yeah, so I called the hospital, I called triage, and they were absolutely marvelous. I called them up and I said what the situation was, that I was rhesus negative, and she said, yeah, definitely, we want you to come in as soon as possible so you can get the NTD. We need to get some blood taken, and also because you're still bleeding a little bit, we would want you probably just have you checked out. So I was there from, let's say, 5:30 up until 7:30. So they took some of my blood because they want to test it before they give you the NTD, but on the other hand, they're going to give you the NTD anyways. They had to explain it to me like 3 times before I completely could wrap my head around what the whole rhesus negative thing is. So basically, I have this baby and we don't know if this baby has the same blood type as I do. And because my blood type is not as common as, I don't know, the other blood types are. If I have a bleed and somehow the blood of the baby gets mixed up with my blood, my body then goes into defense mode and sees it as a foreign body that it needs to fight, which is it's not very friendly, it's not very nice, is it? So basically what my body would then do would be to make antibodies against the baby, and that would be, yeah, that could make the baby sick. Not so much even in this pregnancy if it wouldn't happen. If it would happen again in a future pregnancy, if I would ever get pregnant again, it would then have more effect on that child than it would on this baby boy. So the NTD is basically giving it to your body so your body doesn't start defending itself against the baby that you have in your body because you wanted it there. In the blood, they just want to test if the bloods are actually mixed or not, and if so, how much, and that would tell them how much of NTD they would have to give me. The blood was taken and they took it to the lab, and it would take at least 4 or 5 hours to come back. In the meantime, they wanted to check me over with an internal exam, and the doctor came in with 2 students. They asked me if that was okay. I thought, you know, if you've gone through IVF, you kind of have sort of the same situation where there's a lot of people looking at your bits, and I thought as soon as I'm going to give birth, it's most probably going to be exactly the same way. Just get over it straight away. And you know, these are students that need to learn as well. I don't know how many women come into that triage with bleeds, and you know, I assume that every patient is different as well. So I must say I did feel a little bit like Phoebe with Dr. Fons. Anyway, so they said they could see where the bleeding was coming from. It's not dangerous whatsoever. They didn't have to keep me overnight, which was really fortunate. So that was on Wednesday night, and so they said to me that that I could come back on Thursday morning to get the NTD at 8 a.m. Came in at 8, and they didn't know I was coming, so nobody had written it down, and they didn't know about the results of the lab. So I waited there for a little while. I must say, in the meantime, the bleeding increased a little bit overnight. Not like it was a massive, but it was enough for me to tell them. Also, my period kind of feelings came back in my belly, I let them know. So I had another internal exam with another doctor, with another student, and all was fine. I got the NTD, they gave me the shot, and all was okay. After that I went to work and I felt fine, and that was enough excitement for this week. I would love to have a couple of days of relaxation. So far this week has been amazing when it comes to eating, and I am so, like, you don't know how happy it makes me that I can eat whatever. Well, no, I cannot eat whatever I want, but I can eat a lot of things. I'm hungry for things, especially potatoes. This makes me really happy. I even had a really mild curry with rice, which is extraordinary. Yesterday I went to Mark and Ben's in London and we had a lovely Christmas dinner with friends. It was really lovely. I had some apple juice again for the first time in, like, I don't know, 3 months or so, because I'd just been drinking soda water and that's all I could really drink. And then recently I've been able to drink hot chocolate every now and then in the afternoon. So I'm doing really well. I'm eating a lot of different things. The spice are coming down a little bit more into my food, and it's just a little bit more diverse, and I feel a lot more confident as well, I must say. Now that I'm not throwing up as much, I feel confident that I can go and do things if I have the energy. I must say the energy still at the end of the day when I finish work is quite low. I do love to just relax on the couch in the evening and not do too much. I've been packing up my Christmas presents that's coming up upcoming week, so it's very exciting. I did up the Christmas tree, so I'm all set for that, and yeah, I'm just very excited with the weeks to come. Oh yeah, one more thing about the scan, because this is getting really long. I'm babbling along. The scan was really exciting because before people were asking me if I was feeling things, and even though I was feeling things, I wasn't quite sure if that was the baby or if that was something else, or if it was because of his movements, or you just don't know because it hasn't felt like a proper kick yet. And so, although I have had a proper kick, well, more than a few in the last week, when we were having the scan, the 20-week scan, when they're 20 weeks, they're basically all over the place. They're just doing somersaults all the time. And the lovely man that was doing the scan, I just got a kick right now. Ooh, another one. The lovely man that was doing the scan, he also said that they're just, with 20 weeks, they're just all over the place. And it was really funny that I could see on the screen the baby moving, and that I could feel what was going on in my belly. That was exactly the baby moving. So all of those things that I've been feeling in my belly feels, as I like to call them, were because of this little baby boy, which was so exciting. So now I'm more than confident to tell people, yeah, he's moving a lot, especially after I eat potatoes. He loves potatoes, like literally just after. It just seems like he's just jumping for joy that I'm eating potatoes again. And yeah, so it's really exciting, and the little flutters are getting a lot stronger, and when I'm turning around in bed I can feel it on some sides that he's just kicking about, and then on the other side he isn't, so he's probably swooshing. Today I was walking around in town and he was moving so much that it was just a bit uncomfortable walking. So I don't know exactly what he was doing, because there's still plenty of space for him to move around, but maybe he was just feeling a bit uncomfortable and just like pushing my insides to an uncomfortable place for me. I don't know. So far I'm loving it. It's really great to really have the confirmation and feel it, that there's something inside of me. Yeah, it's really exciting. It makes me start talking to him as well, because it makes it a lot more real. So this is my 20-week update. If you have any questions, please just let me know. Any questions about pregnancy, my pregnancy, or any questions about surrogacy in the UK. Surrogacy in the UK is a little bit different than in the US. So if you have any questions about that, please just let me know. Up to next week. I'm hoping for another great week with lots of yummy food, and then Christmas is around the corner, and then I'm just gonna eat baked potatoes. Bye.